One unexpected afternoon. No touch, no kiss, just a gaze that burned deeper than desire. He's her ex's son. She's not ready to fall again. But when silence speaks louder than words, what happens next might change everything. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. That afternoon, we didn't leave each other's side. No embracing. No smooching. No crossing lines. His hand was holding mine, and our eyes were locked as we sat still. I even forgot I hadn't eaten anything since morning. Hunger, like every physical feeling, faded behind something quietly burning inside me. The unfamiliar sensation of being seen, even if only once. Liam was the first to get up. He gave me a glass of water after pouring two. He didn't say anything, but his eyes asked, "Are you okay?" I took the glass with both hands. The glass wasn't cold. My palms were warm. I softly nodded. "I'm fine. I just never thought I'd have a midday like this." Liam sat back down next to me, with one pillow between us. An unspoken agreement between two people standing on the edge but not yet ready to cross. "I don't want you to feel uncomfortable," he said. "No," I shook my head. "I don't feel uncomfortable. I'm afraid I'll get used to having someone next to me." He remained silent for a moment. "Then maybe we ought to try to get used to it." I looked at him and smiled softly. This wasn't Liam's first long-term residence. Just someone passing through for a few minutes. "You mean someone like you?" He smiled as he asked. "No. I'm referring to a person who made you want to stay." He paused, thinking, then shook his head. "I've met people who've made me happy, but no one has ever made me feel like I could stop running." That line hit like a cold wind through my shirt. I turned away, not from shame, just trying to hide the sting in my chest under the midday sun. Then I asked without thinking, "If your dad comes back tomorrow, everything from last night, this morning, this moment, what would you call it?" Liam looked straight at me. No hesitation. "I wouldn't label it. I'd just keep it." "Keep what?" "That sensation. Sitting next to you, saying nothing, and still feeling whole." I tightened my grip on my glass. The water wasn't cool anymore, but that gaze still sent a chill down my spine in the most beautiful way. "I don't know what to call this." "Then don't name it," Liam said. "Just don't deny it." A long silence followed. I rose and walked to the window where the sun was just beginning to shine. Liam didn't follow me. He stayed where he was, close enough that I could hear him breathe, far enough that I didn't feel cornered. I spoke softly, not turning around. "If this is the only time, would you regret it?" "No," he said. "Because I know this once happened." That evening, the temperature dropped unexpectedly. I opened the closet and pulled out an extra blanket. Liam was in the kitchen, cooking something with the kind of ease that made it seem like nothing earlier that day had shaken either of us. He set out 2 udon bowls on the table. "Light dinner tonight. Ginger, scallions, and a little soy sauce. Try it, it provides stomach warmth." I sat down and nodded gently, like a guest in my own home. After that, we ate in silence. It was pleasant, but not entirely natural. Just the sound of chopsticks tapping against bowls, and now and then, the wind rattling the window panes. "Liam," I said once all that was left in my bowl was broth, "I'm still not used to the way you look at me." He paused and looked up at me. "Do you want me to stop?" I replied slowly. "No. I just want to understand why." Liam leaned back in his chair, arms folded. "Because you don't hide. You don't try to look younger. You don't pretend you don't need anyone. You live like a real person. When you're sad, you sigh. You sit when you're worn out. And I think you're most beautiful when you're being real." Not because it was funny, but because my heart had just started to flutter. I've spent a lifetime hoping to be loved for being real. And here it was, being noticed by a 24-year-old man. My ex-husband's son. Don't you think that's a little ironic? Liam didn't respond. He simply walked over and sat beside me, not close, not touching. Close enough to hear his breathing, but far enough that I could pretend I hadn't already felt something. We sat like that under the warm glow of an old desk lamp. Do you believe, Liam asked quietly after a while, that some connections aren't meant to lead anywhere? That they just need to be right once? I nodded. I do. But very few people are clear-headed enough to stop at the right time. And are you? He asked gently, but not without challenge. I turned to him. Our eyes met. I don't know. But I do know this: if we don't stop tonight, tomorrow morning we'll no longer be quiet enough to share a coffee. Liam smiled. Then tonight, let's just sit here. Don't touch. Nothing will change. Just sit and see each other. I gave a nod. And so we sat, shoulders close in a kitchen still warm with the scent of broth, on a night cold enough to make someone long for company. But we chose to stay still. Neither of us said more. We didn't have to. Because sometimes, a regular night with someone who makes you feel something at the right time is something you'll remember for a very long time. I woke up in the middle of the night. Not from a nightmare, not from the cold. Just a stillness so deep that it opened my eyes, as if my body wanted to hold onto that quiet a little longer. Out in the living room, the candle Liam had lit was still burning. The scent of cedarwood and vanilla drifted through the air, warm, soft, and tender like an old jazz tune. I pulled on a sweater and stepped out. Liam was still there, asleep on the sofa, his hand curled under his head like a pillow, one shoulder uncovered beneath the light blanket. I gently pulled the blanket up to cover him. It was instinct. Then I sat on the floor beside the sofa. No thoughts. No plans. Just a quiet need to be near a little longer. I looked at him, eyes closed, breathing steady. That youthful face no longer made me feel unsure, like it did last night. In fact, it made me feel truly grown. Grown enough not to turn a rare moment into something I'd regret tomorrow. I rested my cheek on the edge of the couch near where his hand had fallen. Then I whispered, unsure if he could hear me. Thank you for reminding me that I'm still a woman. Not a mother. Not someone's ex-wife. But a whole human being, full of emotion, still worthy of being seen, heard, and allowed to live honestly. Liam shifted slightly but didn't wake. I stood up quietly and poured a glass of water. And in the moment my hand touched the glass, I realized, not every spark needs to be taken to its end. Not every deep connection has to become a relationship. And not every person who makes you feel alive again needs to stay for long. Sometimes, just showing up at the right time is enough to restore the lost part of yourself. I got up early the next morning, made my coffee, and got ready for the day as I always do. Only this time, I felt lighter inside. Liam came out of his room, eyes still drowsy. You're up early, he smiled gently. You're not mad at me, are you? I shook my head. No. But I know this: if we had taken one step further last night, there wouldn't be anything left to hold on to today. Liam nodded. No argument. No remorse. Just that steady, composed, and slightly more mature expression in his eyes. We drank our coffee. We didn't bring up what happened. Recently, we talked about getting a new flower vase and finishing the Netflix documentary we both started halfway through. When he left, I walked him to the door. No hugs. No promises. Just a gentle glance, enough to say thank you for making the right kind of stop. Not every closeness needs to be mutual. Not every spark needs to be named love. Some moments, when you are truly seen, not for your age, your title, your role, but for your real, present self, are enough. Even one night like that can remind you that you are still a whole person with real feelings, worthy of living honestly. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more interesting. Your loves is my motivation. You always keep smile.